Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. Hi. Hi. Welcome to Miracle Mondays. I'm Melanie, and every week my mom and I come together to have real conversations about life. These are conversations that we have privately all the time, and we absolutely love them. We feel so blessed to be able to talk about things that really matter, and we thought it would be fun to share them with all of you. Our hope is that through these conversations, you feel inspired in some way, whatever you need in this moment. So let's dive into today's conversation.
Let's.
Uh, um, okay. So while I was walking last week, you and I had a really great conversation that I know we're not going to remember what we talked about. But I do remember me saying, we're having a Miracle Monday conversation right now. And so I don't know where this conversation will go, but I'll
Mhm,
start with this.
mhm.
Um, I don't know if it's through this last year and your health journey or if it was a little bit before that or not, but you I'm not going to word any of this properly, but I'm going to say like you're feeling like lost or like you're not fulfilling your purpose and it's been less than comfortable for you. And I don't know whether that was really, as I say it out loud, it might have even started before your health journey, but definitely in this last year. And then you had like a really beautiful revelation or awareness or whatever. So with me like reminding you about that conversation that we had,
Mhm.
do you recall like what we were talking about and what you might be able to share with regards to your purpose and what you became really aware of? Which felt really good, that changed how you felt.
Yes. Well, you can kind of prompt me because again, it's kind of one of those things where you have the realization and then it's gone because you
I know,
don't
and it's like we talked for
anymore.
like an hour
Yeah, I know. And
about the time. Um,
so I do remember like, and again, I'll just talk and
yeah,
you can guide me,
yeah.
but I have felt, as I've said probably many times here, like I feel compelled to get back to work, that it's my purpose and I've got to get back, doing what I do. Um, but I looked at it from the perspective of fulfilling my purpose. And I don't know how it came about, honestly, because there's another piece that I think is important as well, if I can remember to share it after. If you can help me remember about always doing what I want to do. Okay, that's
Okay.
just.
Okay.
Um, but I, and again, I don't know how, like I am in an introspective place because I'm not doing as much as I would have normally done.
Mhm. Your entire life, you've been a busy lady.
I've been working since I was 13.
Yeah.
Like that's a long time.
Yeah. And
And
active and busy and doing all sorts of things. And, if it wasn't like your career, well, on top of your career, you'd be doing ceramics and making sweatsuits and like you've always done a million things.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Which kind of links to this other piece that I'll share. But um, anyways, what came to me, I don't know how, but so what came to me is that I actually have fulfilled my purpose. So it doesn't mean I'm not going to be still doing this work because I love the work. But from a perspective of feeling I need to do it to fulfill my purpose, that feeling is gone. So, what I mean by that is that I don't know, again, it's so weird. Like, once I get these things, they just kind of come in, and once I get them, and it's hard for me to go back. But I I have fulfilled my purpose And I didn't recognize that because I was having such a good time. And I was so grateful to be doing what I was doing and loving what I was doing. And I only saw it from just the joy from me, right? It was like, wow,
Your experience. Yeah.
really like,
Yeah.
I'm so grateful that these people, want to do training with me and I get to travel and this person hired me here. And like, I'm
Yeah.
so grateful from this place that it didn't even occur to me that I was helping other people.
Which is so bizarre.
It
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like through this introspection and conversation with Uva and you, and it's like, I did help other people. Like, I have made a difference to in other people's lives, but I was enjoying it and it was so aligned with me that I
Yeah.
was just grateful to everybody else that let me have this amazing, beautiful life. And it sincerely did not occur to me that I was helping other people change their life. I mean, that may not make any sense, but I'm telling you,
Well,
it's
it's not that it doesn't make any sense. What I find really fascinating about it is that here you and I are, and we've done, and I have like, I'm going to say followed in your footsteps, not really, but I have.
side by side.
So, no, but what I mean is like, I wouldn't be doing any of this if it weren't for you. Like, and so, and for me, it's like I'm always thinking about, so our actions can look the same. And here we are doing the work to help people change their lives. Whereas, like, the motivation for me truly is I feel like I'm on this planet to help others. And so, the reason I do everything I do, and the reason I post, and the reason I share, and the reason I do things is because I feel this calling to help others. Whereas you were doing it for the fulfillment of yourself. And it's almost like it was a sidebar that it helped other people, or it wasn't a conscious
I think it
driver.
just wasn't conscious.
Yeah.
I think that the same motivation was there, wanting to help other people.
Yeah.
Like that's what compelled me to want to speak and to share all this information. So I think yes, that
Mhm.
was there. But
Mhm.
what I didn't recognize is that I was actually
Doing it.
doing and helping other people. It's
Yeah.
like, but that
Versus
is, I
wanting
was having
to.
such a good time. So, but no, I think the motivation was the
Yeah.
same. It's
Yeah.
like really wanting to help people. That's what drove me to stick with this and love the model and get excited about working with people and all of those things. All of the excitement that was here was because of that, but I
Right. Wasn't
didn't
the
see it
focus.
from their side.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you've been feeling, I mean, you've been amazing and all of those things. So like whenever we say something, it's not like an overarching, you've been feeling down about this, but you have been
No.
feeling down about this, like feeling like ready to get back to fulfilling your purpose, which makes where you are right now way less comfortable, because you're waiting to get back to, and then all of a sudden you had this awareness like, hold on a minute. I actually fulfilled it. Like if you look back at all of the different trainings you did from in your basement, corporations flying all over the world, training in the World Trade Center, over in the like UK, like everywhere. I mean, if you think of all of the people in all of those training rooms, let alone the people that you worked one-on-one with and where you spoke, in front of hundreds of people. I mean, if you look at all of that,
Yeah.
you've impacted a ton of people.
Yeah, and I never, again, like, of course, that's why I was there. I wasn't there for glory and like
Yeah.
for myself. Like,
Yeah.
I do know I've never, ever wanted that or needed that or whatever. But yeah, I mean, and thinking about it, it's like if I thought about some of the people too, like that fellow that called 20 years later to see if I could help,
Yeah.
like that's really amazing. And having those different things, I just talked to somebody the other day who, did a lot of training with me and became a friend. And, and I haven't seen anybody, as you know, for a long time.
Mhm.
But I decided I would share with her what was going on. Anyways, she told me that she listens to my nighttime meditation still. She said, I only hear probably, 3 words and then I'm asleep. Um, but
Yeah.
which is the point.
Yeah.
But like that's an honor, these
Yeah.
people. But I don't know those things because I don't look for them, or, I'm just really happy that people, yeah, are happy and get the results when they're with us, right? With
Yeah.
me, with us. Like that's all I care about. And yeah, I don't notice. So yeah, it was really something to notice that and to know that, yeah, I still really want to do the work. And now I don't have to feel that, oh my gosh, like
Mhm.
I need to get going because I need to fulfill my purpose.
You've worked, yeah.
I've done what I came here to do
Yeah.
and I can keep doing it.
Yeah.
But I'm
But not from a place of like needing to or urgency because like all of us are inching our way to a finish line that's somewhere out there in the future, right? So not like an urgent thing. Now it doesn't have to be like, oh my gosh, I need to make sure I do this before I go. It's like you get to keep doing this for the rest of your life, which is a beautiful thing. But you've already done what you came here to do.
Yeah, I feel really, really good about that because also, I mean, I am limited as to, how much I can do at this point.
Mhm.
And so consequently, that was a conflict, right? Because and I guess too, I feel I have done it. I was really blessed when I started my business, like all um the groups that you and I belong to, that, we spoke at all these events, and yeah, it was just like it was so easy. We met all these amazing people, everything was face to face. I had all these opportunities, we had these opportunities. It was just like how lucky, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you did it at the perfect time in the world where the world was hungry for it, and in people was what in person is what people did. In people, in person is how the world
Yes.
operated at that time, which was so fulfilling. Do you ever look at from a purpose perspective? Do you ever look at the fact that Brad and I both are certified and out there doing our little part to impact the world as like every person we touch or we impact is your work.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? Like, do you ever think about that? Even from a, if you're thinking about a ripple effect and fulfilling your purpose of making a difference
Mhm.
by making Brad and I both being people who happen to be very also wanting to make a difference and help people and got
Who
certified
are,
who
yes.
are and who got certified and who spend our days doing that.
Mhm.
Like, have you ever stopped to acknowledge that accomplishment?
Well, first of all, I'm going to say no, then I'll expand. But Brad the other day just said something about our kids, our families, our children being our only legacy. We were talking about something else in terms of things and having things and whatever, but our real legacy is our children.
Yeah.
Um, and so from that perspective, that's, I feel that's what you're saying. I guess I
I
don't,
am, but whether Brad and I did this or not, we would still be your legacy.
yeah,
Like if
but
we
I
were,
don't take credit. I don't ever, ever take credit for what you do. I feel like you and Brad are just amazing human beings that are doing what you do and because of who you are. So it's one of those things. It's one of those things.
I wonder how we became who we are.
But it's the same as the students. I'm not looking out there. Do you know what I mean?
I
Like,
understand. I understand that you haven't historically done that.
yeah, yeah.
And I'm saying
It'd
now
be
that you
nice to
have
do
this.
it, but I don't feel that it's my right to do it because you're just two amazing human beings that do what you do.
Yes, and
Okay.
like
I'll contemplate this, by the way.
Yeah, please do, because yes, and like so we could have been amazing humans who decided like, I mean, out of all of the possibilities in the world,
Mhm.
like in my
Yeah.
meditation every morning now, I'm like, I mean, as I'm imagining just like all the possibilities that are out there, right? Of all of the possibilities, we chose to literally get certified in NLP and utilize that model to help other people. Like I could have become a vet, I could have become a heart surgeon, I could have become a like any billion of things that would have been making a difference in the world. And it would have been you raised these, two people, and then we went out into the world and we did what we did. But you
Mm.
happen to raise two people. And I'm not saying this is because of you. Maybe it is because of you. Maybe it isn't. Like maybe we came to this earth like whatever. I'm not saying that. But because of the paths that Brad and I chose, it's a direct, like it's a direct chain of, I don't know what the word is, of
Mhm.
you.
Yeah, so I will contemplate that. It's the same thing. It's like, just, I'm grateful to you. I'm grateful to you and Brad that you actually think I know something. I mean, really, how many parents would give anything to think their kids thought they knew something? So I'm honored that I get to share things with you and and you even recently looking at becoming an NLP, a certified trainer of
Yeah,
NLP. Like, wow, that's
yeah.
just amazing. And so, but I'm honored, so it's the same thing. I just look from here like, wow, am I ever blessed and fortunate, that I got you guys. Holy cow.
Which is so beautiful. And at a time in your life where you are limited in where you can go and what you can do, the more things you can stack on to feeling really amazing about your contribution to this world and the life that you've lived and are living, and the fact that we're doing this and we have a couple of, potential VIP clients, and we're talking about me becoming a trainer of NLP, and maybe the midlife awakening group doing an in-person so we can do clearing and like all of these things. I mean, the more you can recognize that all of that is a ripple from Lynn Robinson coming to this earth, none of it would be happening if it weren't for you.
Okay. No, I will, again, it's just
In the
something that,
quiet moments of contemplation and
right,
introspection that you
yes,
are that you are whatever I'm going to say fortunate-ish to
bless.
have right now.
Yes,
I
I
mean,
am.
you are, and it would be really nice if you were flying around the world.
Woohoo, yeah.
Let's not be
Yeah.
let's be clear. Um, Maybe just give that some thought.
Yes, I will, most definitely. I mean, again, because you've said it, that's very different than me sitting and thinking, wow, look what I created. Look
But
at
it's
the
not
people
from
I
an
work
ego
with.
place like
I
that.
know, well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
will I will take it to heart
Yeah.
so that I honor it in the way that it deserves to be honored. How about that? I really will. I promise you.
Okay. I think it's important. And I think like, so when we're, thinking about the fact that, people might be listening to this, maybe more than three now, maybe five. I am getting really beautiful feedback, from people really enjoying these conversations and
Oh,
find it
good.
really inspiring. So it's really great.
Nice.
Um, Maybe we can just touch on so that if they're listening and they're listening to this awareness that you had and looking for at this stage in your life, looking for, not that you're looking for, but I don't know how else to word it, confirmation of having fulfilled your purpose.
Yeah.
Maybe it would be helpful just to touch on why sort of knowing your purpose, paying attention to it, being purposeful with it,
Mhm.
like why do we care about that? Why is this conversation even happening? Because it is an important part of what gets us up every day and has us excited about life or feeling fulfilled and all of that. So is there anything you can share like now from the perspective of a listener, because we've had this beautiful conversation about you and your purpose and recognizing you fulfilled it, like, why does purpose matter?
Well, I mean, purpose is our inspiration. So if we look at, even logical levels, like it's the highest, our purpose is what inspires us. It's not our motivation. It's higher than motivation.
Right.
So our purpose inspires us. I think as you were talking, one of the things I thought about with your midlife awakening group is that maybe, well, yeah, holy cow. I just thought of another time in terms of purpose. So I think purpose can change
I was thinking that when you were speaking earlier. Yeah.
because I just thought of a time when you went off to college. So Brad was gone and you went. And I remember being on the phone with your dad and we weren't
Which is so
together.
beautiful, by the way, because you hadn't been together since I was 6 months old.
Right.
So,
So I
yeah.
was because I knew he was the only person that could understand. It makes me feel, yes, emotional thinking about it because I remember I felt I had no purpose. You guys were gone and you had been my purpose.
Mhm.
And I was even afraid that I, would get ill or something crazy because I literally felt I had no purpose with you and Brad gone. Now, I wouldn't have noticed so much and thought of you as my purpose as I was,
Consciously, because you're
yeah, we
just
were
doing it.
living together, we were
Yeah.
just doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know where I was standing, everything.
Yeah.
I
And you're
remember.
and you're right with regards to the midlife awakening. That is exactly the whole point, is that, whether it's raising children, most often, but not always, but it's like there seems to be this point in time where we've had one focus, which
Which
typically
was
is,
and a heart focus.
that's right. And then all of a sudden there's this empty, lost, scary feeling of like, what next? Right? And
Yeah,
so you're exactly right that that's what we're doing inside of midlife awakening, is connecting with that, and then, all the different things that surround that to make this a beautiful, exciting next chapter, which you did. You
I did.
recreated an entire new life for
I did.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. And now I'm going to probably create, so that's another piece that I was, thinking about as well when I said I always do what I want to do.
Yeah.
But I do think that inspiration, I think that's when, again, it's all the things you share with them. It's from a heart place. It's not a to-do list. It's not anything to do on one level with action.
Hmm.
It's where that comes from.
Hmm.
It's really inspired from your heart and you have this deep desire. And so it's not even specifics. It's big.
And
Like,
so what might somebody be feeling when maybe exploring their purpose would be helpful?
well, I think first of all, to recognize that, you know, did they have a part of their life that was fulfilling and now it's not, now it's over for whatever reason that
Or
might
not
be.
fulfilling anymore,
Yes,
maybe.
whatever it might
Yeah.
be, which would just say that, it's time to check in, to really check in. And this is where the dreaming part, comes in. So it can start with an outcome or goal. This is what you want to do, but you need to explore, how is that important to me? Why is that important to me? Like, for what purpose do I want to do this? And remembering that purpose encompasses others. It's not about self. It's how will the world be different? How will something else be different? If I fulfill what I want to do, then who will I touch? So again, in terms of NLP with Robert Dills, he always talks about his vision being to live in a world where people want to belong. So it's big. It's not achieving a thing.
That's right.
It's living your life in a way. And so it can show up in many different ways, but you have to move yourself from the goals and outcomes, they're low levels. You have to move yourself to what makes your heart sing, what
Mhm.
inspires you. And then if you think, and quite often what ends up happening then is the little voice inside will say, well, yeah, that's nice, but I'm never going to be able to do that because, and then you come to us and we clear your limiting beliefs.
Poof.
Yeah. But sincerely, so you have to be willing
Yeah.
to overcome those and to be willing to stay with your heart's desire. You don't have to know how you're going to achieve your heart's desire, but it has to come from a place of your heart's desire.
And then when you do that, how does life feel?
Wow, feels like woohoo.
Yeah.
I mean, sincerely, it's
I know.
like that's why I felt like everything was so amazing. And as you've said, I mean, I could tell lots of sad stories,
Yeah.
but I don't even think of those sad stories because of all the amazing things. Yeah. I mean, really, life is amazing.
Mhm.
And if we can accept it without judgment, I've been through like quite a spell here where I've had to really let go of expectations for myself and be grateful for other things and on a new path, but it never changes from the heart and inspiration. And so what came to me the other day is when I was with Jolene and Victoria, and we were talking, and I said what I've said so many times is that I've always just done what I wanted to do. Here's an opportunity, boom, I did it. I
Yeah.
just have always done what I wanted to do. I never thought about it. I never wanted to know how, like I just did it and was so excited. And so,
Much to Uva's
yeah.
sometimes.
But then he had lots of adventures because he wasn't going to let me have him alone. But what made like kind of shifted my thinking now because of that is like, oh, well, if I've always done what I wanted to do, I must be doing right now what I want to do. So, in effect, in a simplistic way, I'm not pushing myself to
Yeah.
get out there and do the training. I'm not pushing myself to achieve something. I'm not striving. And so I'm doing it my way in a
Mhm.
comfortable way that works for me, that still brings me joy. I have lots of joy in my life, like many amazing, wonderful things. And
And can I just say, this is a sidebar. This is
okay,
a sidebar.
okay.
When I am your age, I
Yeah.
really hope I'm doing it the way I want and I'm not pushing and I'm not striving. Not that I am now, but like there also comes, I feel like at some point there has to come a time where we really just enjoy life. And ideally, we're doing that all the way along. But like, regardless of your situation, it's like there has to be a rite of passage that at some point you really get to just,
But I think if you stay on a healing path and if you stay on a path of really recognizing what you do inside determines the life you live outside. And everybody doesn't get that.
yeah.
So
Oh,
it really comes down to you really have to get how our thoughts truly create how we feel about whatever it is that we experience.
yeah.
There's just no two ways about it. And if you can do that and stay on the path, no matter what. So yes, I've been doing this for how many years? I mean, 30 years or something.
Yeah.
And
Longer than that because I got certified like 30 years ago now.
yeah, but you were right at the
I was right at the
beginning.
beginning. Yeah. Yeah.
But if I look at that, sorry, what was I saying? What did I start to say? Is
I do.
I guess it wasn't important. Um, anyways,
Huh. Well,
you,
you were talking about if you really are like on this journey of healing and
okay, what I
growth.
was going to say is that even though I've been doing this,
Mhm.
the minute I notice I'm limiting myself in my mind, the minute I notice, doesn't mean I
That's right.
notice right away.
Yeah.
Once I notice that, then I am doing timeline with myself. I'm clearing a negative emotion. I'm clearing a limiting belief. I'm doing a meditation. I'm, doing what I can inside.
Yeah.
And that inner work then guides my actions.
Yeah.
And, that's about all I can say about it. So,
Yeah.
but you don't stop. It's not like you heal something and then, okay, that's nice. I'm healed. It's a way of being.
That's right. And I mean, I think it comes down to the idea, and I know we probably have to wrap it up because we could talk forever, but it comes down to, again, that deep desire to be happy, to feel good, to enjoy our life, to shine our light, to whatever it is that means. And I love the way you describe that. So I always say, like, we're human and we have the experience, and kind of everybody does have sort of like that initial something, and then you do something about it. And I love the way you worded it that, the minute you notice that you're limiting yourself. So from the I start limiting myself to the I notice limit myself is like that human thing that we
Yeah.
all have in common.
Mhm.
And then some people just never notice it and continue on limiting themselves for the rest of their life. And others of us are on the journey to like really wanting to feel good. And the way you notice you're limiting yourself is usually because you feel like crap in some way, like
And
really.
you don't think you got to think that that's not the way I'm meant to live.
That's right.
Yes, I'm having this experience because I'm a human being. And guess what? I don't really like this. And I have tools and
Yeah.
ways of changing that.
Yeah.
See, that doesn't have to be hard work either.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
doesn't have to take a long time. It doesn't have to be hard
Which is a
and
whole nother
painful.
conversation. Maybe we need to have that conversation next time because the belief out there that it does take time and it needs to be hard and you got to peel the onion and you got to feel the feelings and you got to sit in the feeling. I'm not going to go into it right now, but I just did have a conversation with someone about that where, she went to a retreat where the awareness that she came away from it with from what she was taught
Yeah.
is that she needs to sit in the feelings. She needs to like feel the feelings and sit in it, that she never has allowed herself to do that. So there are tons of people teaching that. I'm not saying, I don't think it's up to us to say what's right or wrong. And as long as people heal and are living a better, a more beautiful life than they were, then I think I really want to have the belief that there's room for all of it and it's all helping people in some way. And our model is not that. And so I
Exactly.
think that's a conversation. Can we please have another conversation about that?
Okay. Yeah, because I agree. Everything isn't for everybody. There's
No,
something for everybody and
that's
nothing
right.
is for everybody.
That's right.
And
And so for
so,
us, our model is the opposite of sitting in it, feeling it, hanging out in those feelings, allowing yourself to. I just had another call with someone else who has a program that's $150,000 a year if you want one-on-one coaching with this person, and has all these different things. And again, it's like and she said to me, if you aren't willing to sit in the feelings and feel it and cry and do all the things, then you're never going to get where you want to go. So I'm going to write it down because I really want us to talk about this, but I think we've talked long enough for our listeners today.
yeah. Okay. They got things to do, people to see, places to go.
That's right. That's right. Okay. I love you.
Yeah, I love you too.
Okay. We'll talk to you lots of times, but see you here next week.
Okay.